Before starting, I just wanted to say that this is not a sponsored video for the One Punch Man mobile game. I just came across this ad that was shared on Twitter, and after watching it, really wanted to break it down and share my thoughts with you guys. On the other hand, VinylLuxe did send me a few records to share with you guys, but more on those later. Welcome to Music and Anime. My name is Ab, and what is this ad involving the caped Baldy himself? The mobile game One Punch Man The Strongest recently became available in the US, and this is one of the ads for it. You're most likely here because you've already seen the ad and just need a way to cope with it, which is totally understandable. That's why I'm here. We'll get through this mess together. If you haven't seen it, brace for impact. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and hit play here. All right, immediately Saitama walks in and the music is actually pretty dope. It's got like a nice, you know, it's like funky and stuff like that. Like I legitimately wanted to play to it when I heard it. So I captured the audio, looped it on a DAW, and I just had to do something with it. But let's continue.
What the hell? Who are you?
Oh, One Punch Man!
Is that a Devil is a Part-Timer cosplay? I don't know.
One Punch Man. Let's get started.
All right, okay. All right. Okay, let's get started. There's just one thing I need before I hit play. Moomin Rider is going to help us through this, so there we go.
What's my name? One Punch Man.
It's Saitama. His name is Saitama.
It's a good game. One Punch Man. You shouldn't have to pay. Oh! Get SSR in the freeway.
The first time I heard him say in a freeway, I legitimately thought he meant the freeway. Phones where the GPS should be. You pull an SSR and just havoc in traffic ensues. So that's where my mind went. But let's continue.
Monday to Sunday, every single day. All these benefits in my pockets. One Punch Man. One Punch Man. Who wants to play? One Punch Man.
All right, I mean, the look on his face at the very end, I mean, he looks like he's genuinely enjoying the recording and all that stuff. Like, for real. And, you know, I don't want to take away from that. If there was any enjoyment whatsoever in the creation of this ad and all stuff or anything like that, cool. The only thing is, there's two issues here. Not just the style of music, which there's nothing like it in the One Punch Man soundtrack. The anime soundtrack is composed by Makoto Miyazaki. His name is literally the combination of Makoto Shinkai and Hayao Miyazaki. The guy's name is too powerful and it needs to be nerfed. Outside of the One Punch Man soundtrack, he's also worked on tracks for Spy Family and Dorohedoro. Again, way too powerful. But the One Punch Man soundtrack, it's full of, like, you know, rock, metal, you know, electric guitar. I mean, if you look at even the game itself, this is the menu screen music. I mean, it's killer stuff. On this quest screen, you have like this 8-bar blues thing going on that I just want to add some like B3 organ in there. And actually, you know what? Yeah. And there you go. This is where the second issue I have with this is, and that's the quality of the style of music. It's just the way the auto-tune is used, the entire concept of Saitama even, you know, rapping in the first place. It's not something that he does, or I don't know if you can call that rapping. I don't know what they're doing here, but all I know is that I've taught at a youth music program for a couple years. One of the fun things being in the studio setting was showing them, you know, the auto-tune stuff, because that's one thing a lot of the younger kids really had a blast using, because auto-tune. The music in this ad legitimately sounds like the kind of stuff I would hear the younger kids actually make. It's almost one-to-one to what they would actually create. Like, I'm not even joking. For that age group, that is a totally fine thing. You know, they don't have the skill set that you and I might have, having spent time in a studio setting and practicing music and stuff like that and everything. And I bring that up because this doesn't feel like an ad for the right demographic. I don't doubt that there's a younger audience out there that know who Saitama is, or One Punch Man, but the anime being satirical of the shonen genre, poking fun at tropes like training arcs and power levels, the kinds of tropes that an audience who grew up with the genre completely understand, which is what really made the anime stick out. It just sucks when something completely misses the mark on how an anime is actually perceived by its audience. And the music for that series has a lot to do with that.
What's my name?
Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that VinylLuxe sent me a few records, and it ties into this because these soundtracks, if you know Attack on Titan and Fooly Cooly, these are two series where you immediately know what their soundtracks sound like. You come across anything Fooly Cooly and you can hear the pillows, you know what I mean? Although this isn't in the first season, if we're talking about anime characters who have actually rapped, Haruko has dropped some bars.
That's the trend. I got no HQ and I got no friends. I'm beating up the robots like they intend. Alone in this battle and I see no end.
This is volume 3 of the season 1 soundtrack published by Milan Records, and the VinylLuxe variant is this beautiful opaque pink inspired by Haruko, and Haruko would be flattered over this one. It really is a nice pink color. And out of the 3 volumes for season 1 that have been pressed on vinyl, this is easily the best sounding one. You've also got all the iconic songs in the series in volume 3. I mean, Little Busters, Last Dinosaur, Ride on Shooting Star, and the single track I think anyone should listen to in Fooly Cooly, I Think I Count. So let's take a look at Attack on Titan. This is the season 3 soundtrack. This is a standard edition. Tensions were high in season 3, and you can feel that with some of the tracks that Sawano revisited, like Attack on Titan and Call Your Name. There are, of course, other variants to the standard edition, but VinylLuxe, once again, I think has the more flashier one out of the bunch. Emphasis on flashy, because at first, I couldn't really think of something to tie it to the series or anything, but then it struck me, and that's like when they bite themselves to turn into a Titan, you get like the lightning bolt and everything, and it's just like, that's what this really resembles to me, and it's the coolest thing. After having cleaned the record and playing it, I did experience a few crackles here and there. Nothing too jarring, nothing that, you know, really got me out of listening to the soundtrack and everything. It's something I experienced on my copy, especially on side C. I want to be fully transparent with that, and again, it didn't really hinder my experience. Outside of a few crackles here and there, it sounded great. I mean, just listen to Before Lights Out. This is a music played when Erwin and the rest of the corps charge against the Beast Titan, and it sounds so good. So if you wanted to add any of these to your collection, I'll put links in the description below. Please check out my other stuff. I just put together a bunch of vinyl record mock-ups for anime soundtracks like Goblin Slayer, Tokyo Ghoul, and a few other series. So if you haven't seen that, please check that out. Other stuff like an arrangement I put together from Attack on Titan, YouSeeBIGGIRL, but in the style of like Elden Ring. Check that out as well, and let me know what your thoughts are on, you know, the One Punch Man ad and everything. I'm curious to know what you think. But that's it for this video. So keep on listening to the music that make these anime so great. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.